Michigan this weekend, and it's Tim Lovell's return to the desert. I just want to get your thoughts on what he meant to this program while he was here.
Yeah, Timmy meant so much to our program and was the most dynamic player we probably had in our program to date. Won a lot of big games with Timmy. I'm still very close with him and his family. My daughter actually plays for his dad out in Boston, and Billett's out there. She's actually coming to the airport from Boston back this weekend with Timmy's mom and dad. So really close with their family, and excited for him to have a good season in Michigan. And I'll be cheering for him all season, minus 2 games.
And just a quick follow-up. Last week you mentioned how Charlie Shane, Martin Schlein had some injuries, Cruz just as well.
Yep.
How important would it be to have them for this Michigan series?
Well, they're 3 of our top players, right? And in hockey, you dress 12 forwards and you have 3 of your top guys out. It's not ideal, but we really like our depth. And we were, 46 seconds away from a road sweep, which if you guys do or do not follow college hockey is really hard to do. It's hard to sweep, let alone on the road. And we pissed one away, and that's on me at the end of the day. But the point is 3 really great players out. We're hoping to get them back soon. It doesn't look like we'll have any of them this weekend, but hopefully it doesn't extend much longer than that. And when they come back, if we can stay healthy, we are very deep, very dangerous. But we have enough right now without them to get the job done, and we believe in the guys we have.
Coach, I'm Sean Wright at WCSN. You guys went big on Friday, then you're 28 seconds from sweeping, like you said.
Yep.
What are your overall takeaways from a series like that to begin the season?
Well, I think just detail, right? Like just the detail to get a road sweep. It's hopefully our guys know how hard it is now. We had an offensive zone faceoff with 44 seconds left in the game, with possession, and really all we need to do is keep the damn thing, and the game's over. And we gave it away, and what happened, right? So right now, we have the luxury that we've never had before. We're in a conference, right? So you can use these moments as major teaching moments and learning experiences with a team with a lot of new faces, and use it so it doesn't happen again, and be really dialed in by the time we get to conference play.
And then a quick follow-up to that. From watching the stream, it looked like Colin Potter was really comfortable for his first pitch game. He was, obviously had a couple points, was throwing his weight around a little bit. What was your assessment of how he played?
He was everything and more that he was built up to be. He's a special player. He more than belongs. There was a lot of people that said, hey, he's 17, it's too soon, it's too early. When you skate as well as that kid skates, he's literally a world-class skater. Maybe ranked as the top skater in this year's draft class. He's that good. He made maybe a couple minor mistakes, but nothing crazy. He was good at the face-off dot, which I thought was another maybe concern of people that don't know him, but he competes, he skates, and he's smart. He was great. I really like his start, and it's only going to get better.
Greg, maybe this is difficult for you because you're so immersed in it, but what's your sense of how much more that people are paying attention to ASU hockey right now, given the conference change?
Yeah, I think it's great. Obviously, you notice it and you can feel it, right? I've been here a long time, in 17 years as a coach of hockey on this campus, 10 now as a Division I program, and we love it. We have to embrace it, and it's what we always wanted, right? It's what we always wanted and what we asked for, and now we have to deliver. I think obviously the Coyotes leaving the market has raised awareness for us because we're the big dog in town, right? So we want to continue to deliver. I think we've done a great job building the program to where it is, and I've been saying really for the last 6 months, Chapter 1 is now behind us. Independent, Oceanside, we're well into Mullet. We're in a league now. It's the best league in college hockey. 6 out of the last 8 national champs from this league. Preseason, 8 of the 9 teams are ranked in the top 20. It's as tough as it gets. So, our fans in this hockey community are going to get exposed to college hockey at the very highest level, and that's exciting.
Do you get approached by more fans, or do you get more interactions, just like in the community?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's all part of it too. And whether it's in an airport, a grocery store, it usually happens. And it probably doesn't benefit me that this ugly mug's a little bit more on TV and social media than it used to be, and it's an easy face to remember when you're this ugly. So I think that probably plays a part in it.
Coach, when you talk about, obviously you mentioned the guys that were out, like mean, after this first series, just your thought overall of like how your lines played. And
Yeah.
obviously, you said you're deeper and those guys can step up, but just your
Yeah.
thought of your lines just played these 2 games.
Yeah, we were good. We lost. We obviously did. Yeah, it was the largest margin of victory we've ever had on Friday in NCAA play, 8-1, and that's against a really good program. Air Force is no joke. They're the academy. They're good. Like they're hard, they're old, they're big, they defend well, and so I think that in and of itself proves how skilled and dangerous we are when things are clicking. And then Saturday, obviously, we played well enough to win. We essentially had the game won. It was a horror movie of 44 seconds. And again, I take accountability for it. And it won't happen again. We closed out games incredibly well last year, 24 times. And we just have to use it as a learning experience. But overall, the way college hockey works, we did get to overtime. The pairwise pretty much gives us credit for a tie. That's not going to hurt us. We have to make what happened, and it still is gut wrenching. We got to make it help us, and we will.
Hey, Coach Jake Sloan, Devils Digest. Now that you've seen your new squad with a weekend, real game speed, a good program like Air Force, how do you think their chemistry and overall ability to mesh well together as well?
Well, I think it's only going to get better, right? We got, one line of all brand new kids that were unbelievable. Look at Bennett Shimmick had 6 points in his first weekend. Kerwin had 2. Potter had 2. Shimmick had 4 goals. So, new players to our program that all really performed at a very high level. I think the Jackson line, from a point standpoint, probably underperformed to their standard. But historically, they've always been really good against a really good competition. So I expect a big weekend out of them. And, we need a better weekend out of our third line, and our fourth line was really good. They did everything we asked them to do. They played 90% of their shifts in the O-zone. They didn't get scored on, and that's their job. So I liked what I saw. There's a lot to build off of in a positive way. I think that we could just take back one part of the weekend. It'd be the last 43 seconds of regulation, and we're here with 2 regulation wins. So it was a good weekend.
Quick follow-up on that, like you said, the veterans like Jackson, how do you think they stepped up and were able to lead some of the younger kids and the transfers?
Well, we got an old group, right? We have 3 really talented freshmen on the back end that are going to play. They're huge pieces of our future. A couple freshman mistakes, but not many. I thought they had a good start to their careers, and then we have 1 freshman forward up front. So we're an old team, right? And that's what's frustrating about blowing or lead in regulation. We had the guys on the ice that have closed out games a lot here at ASU, and we didn't get the job done. But again, it's 43 seconds that we can use to our advantage moving forward, and we will.
Hey, Greg, Jake Seymour, Son of Source. We talked about before how this is a really tough conference. Like you said, 8 of the 9 teams were ranked in the top 20 poll. Michigan's kind of your first stab at one of those ranked teams this season. It's going to be a tough road opponents like that. So do you feel like this is maybe a barometer to see where the team stacks up against some of those ranked teams, and what can you maybe get out of this game in terms of that?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Again, we have the luxury of cutting our teeth like most college hockey teams have, and really polishing everything up to get into conference play, right? And so this is going to be an indicator of where we are, because Michigan's the type of team that we're going to see every night in our league. They're incredibly talented. They're really the only blue blood left that we don't have a win against. We've beaten BU, BC, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We've beaten all the blue bloods. We have wins against all of them. They're the one team left we haven't, right? And I can assure you our guys know that.
Hey, Coach. Fletcher Anderson, Crockett News. I was just wondering what you thought of your goaltending play from Gibson and Luke this weekend, and whether a continuous switching around between them is going to be continuing.
Yeah, Gibby was what we know Gibby is. He was great. He was pretty much flawless, which was great. You learn from the past, even as a coach. And I think in the past 2 years, I probably rode TJ a little too hard and gassed him out. And that's why I take accountability for him gassing out, because I probably rode him too hard. I don't want to see that happen with Gibby, especially with the hardest schedule we've ever had. So back-to-back nights in altitude, Michigan coming in town. We believe in Luke. Luke was really good. Luke was great. First goal was missed coverage with a guy alone at the net. Second goal was a 4-on-1, which can't happen. Third goal was complete mismanagement of the puck by older guys in front of him, and the fourth goal was a 4-on-3 in overtime. He was good. Not one goal was on him. I wouldn't look at one of them and expect him to want them back. He held us in it in the second period. You could feel the altitude in the second period. Our guys started to feel it, and they gassed out a little bit, and they found their legs in the third, but Luke held us in it. Very happy with the goaltending. Moving forward, I don't know. You know, I foresee, you know, Gibby probably getting the lion's share, but I think Luke deserves another chance to get a win, and I would expect him to get one sooner than later.
Gibson be playing both Michigan games, do you know that?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how Friday goes. You know, we have the luxury of two really good guys, but Gibby obviously is a guy that's ready to be the guy. You know, I mean, he's prepared himself for this, and he can steal games for us. We know that, and he's going to have to this year. But being in a league with easily a way harder schedule than we've ever had, we need two goalies. We need them both to be sharp, both to be ready. And that's the logic behind playing both of them last weekend. If I had to go back and do it again, I'd do it again. He played well enough to get us the win. Again, we were 43 seconds and mismanagement of the puck by old, experienced guys from getting a road sweep, but nobody's talking about that, right? Oh yeah. I want to add, the biggest reason I'm here today with all of you beautiful people that cover football, and I love football, and God bless football. I love Kenny. Kenny's the best. Is we have really exciting news. Gus Farwell will be singing our national anthem both Friday and Saturday. So I think it's a great way to celebrate a doubleheader between hockey and football. And Gus is obviously a great Sun Devil that we're really honored that's going to come all the way in to sing both nights. He's singing Saturday too, right?
God bless America.
God Bless America on Saturday, National Anthem Friday. So you know, there's not many programs that I would say, hey, we'll take a back seat and move our game on Friday, home opener against the Blue Blood to 3:30. But football is what feeds us, and football is important, and we need 55,000 people in this stadium on Friday, and we need 5,000 people leaving work early and leaving school early to get into our building on Friday at 3:30. But I think that if it's just so fitting to have a doubleheader with our football team and have Gus sing the national anthem, and hopefully that gets a few more people in the stands for the start of the game. So we're really excited to have Gus and honored that he came in for it. Well, they're the academy, right? They're the Air Force. If there's one thing that Air Force has in its locker room, it's character. Is you don't go to the Air Force Academy unless you have that, right? So I don't know. I would be willing to bet that might have been the worst home loss in the history of Air Force hockey, if not very close. And with a 27-year tenured head coach who's an unbelievable coach, and he coaches his guys hard, we knew they were going to come out much, much harder. Now, Saturday night, the first period Saturday night was our best period of the weekend. We wanted to come out and punch them in their mouth because they knew they were going to try to do that to us, and we did. We had a 2-goal lead right away. We were out shooting them 16-4, and we gave up a goal in the last minute of the period, right? And that changed the momentum for them, and they came out and really tilted the ice on us in the second. And then I was proud of our guys, how they responded, and were able to get a lead. It looked like we were going to win the game. So that's just Air Force. Air Force is a really good program. They've had a ton of success. They're not easy to play against. They're not fun to play against. But I think that, you know, hopefully moving forward, we can look back on this weekend and see the upside our team has. You know, it's not easy to beat Air Force 8-1 at home. It's really hard.
That second line of newcomers that you mentioned, what is it about that line that allows it to operate at such a high level?
Well, you have a potential top 10 NHL pick. You got a kid in Ryan Kerwin who was a sniper at Penn State and just a pure goal scorer. And then Bennett Shimmick is really what brings them together. He's incredibly cerebral. He's got a great stick. You know, he's got a new life here with a little bit more responsibility. And they have a chance to be very, very, very good. So, and they were this weekend. It just works well, and hopefully it keeps working well.
Just the Fox 10 TV exposure that's going
Yep.
to NCHC markets. What does that
Well, I think obviously have a linear TV, have our program on that is I mean, it wasn't even a decade ago. Kids were on dial-up internet at the ice den trying to get our games on a stream, right? So now we're on linear TV with our games in other markets like Minnesota, where we're going to really focus recruiting-wise. So to have kids in Minnesota be able to watch games at Mullet of packed houses and go, wait a minute, I can go to play Division I hockey at Arizona State, wear flip-flops to the rink instead of rocking through 3 feet of snow at a school up in Minnesota. I'm going to look at this. So I think it's going to really play to our advantage. And again, I think it's in some ways a byproduct of losing the NHL, which we didn't want to do. But our program is definitely benefiting from that in ways, and I think that's one of them that it is.
Coach, you had 3 freshman defensemen playing this weekend. What were your overall impressions of how they did in their first days of college hockey?
Overall, very good. You know, they all made a few mistakes, which we knew they would, and we got to let them play through them, right? And everybody made mistakes. In your first weekend, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Because, again, hockey's a weird sport. You're in limited hours until the day you drop the puck in a game, so which is crazy, right? And that's got to change. So you don't get as much time. You don't get the training camp that these other sports get. Volleyball, summer. Basketball gets off-season workouts in the summer. Football, we don't get that. We start the day classes start, and you're in limited hours until the first game day. So everybody's a little rusty. You're kind of, making your guys drink out of a fire hose for a month. And you got to really cut your teeth and learn from your mistakes early. But overall, those kids were really good. They have really bright futures in front of them. Yeah.
You mentioned the difficulty of playing at Air Force in the altitude. How do you think that's going to help going on the road in the future to Denver at altitude and other places in the NCAA?
Yeah, we're going up there 3 times this year, right? So now our guys felt what it's like. And Saturday, you could tell. It happened to us last year at CC. We ended up winning the second game, but probably shouldn't have. And Saturday, I think shots were 19-7 or 19-8 after they were 16-4 for us in the first. So our guys were feeling it. They were winded, and so it was good for them to feel that and come out of the weekend. Really, we won the series, and we got to overtime. You get credit for a tie in the pairwise for that. So to come out, winning a series on the road in altitude, now they know what it's like. We're going to be back there in a month to play CC, who's going to be a top 10 team. Then we're going to be back there to play Denver, who's going to probably be a first overall ranked team. So they felt it. It's good. We're going to have to go up there at least twice every year to play those conference foes, and it's something we're going to have to get used to.
Coach, I know this weekend Michigan split with Minnesota State.
Yep.
Good team. What do you kind of have seen from Michigan, and what do you expect to see this weekend?
Michigan's skilled. They're fast. That's just Michigan. They got a ton of talent. They probably have as much talent on their roster as anybody in the country. But I think this weekend, you look at scores across the board. It is so hard to win in college hockey. It is so hard. There's 64 teams, so there's not enough stalls for how many good players are out there. And you look at North Dakota; they lose to a second-year program at home in Augustana 4-1. You look at Michigan splits with Minnesota State at home, who was unranked. Stonehill, a second-year program, won their opener on the road yesterday at Merrimack, who was a top 15 team last year. It is hard to win. It's so hard to win, and so it's a gauntlet no matter any way you slice it. And this year, Michigan's a great indicator for where we're at. Like I said earlier, because we have the toughest schedule we've ever had. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, penalty kill was perfect all weekend. They got a 4-on-3 on us, obviously, to win it in overtime on a call that was whatever, just unbelievably bad. But I digress. Special teams is very good. Very good. I mean, the kill was incredible. We had 3 shorthanded goals all year last year. We had 3 on Friday night. They were incredible. And then the power play was 2 for 2. Power play was not quite as sharp the second night. They made their adjustments and did a good job on us. But what our power play lacked was discipline. We took 2 penalties on the power play. And one of them was with about 1:40 left, clear possession. And those are the things that just can't happen that we need to clean up.